Well, hi Internet, it's Jefferson here to represent Micah, who is out on his court-mandated relaxation walks. As many of you know, Valentine's Day has come and gone, and in its absence, many of us find ourselves wondering if there's any hope for us, if we're doomed to be left alone and lonely, sitting in our lonely houses in our lonely boxer shorts, and just wishing we could find something, really something that mattered, something that would fill the raging void inside of us that... Anyway, here are 3 couples that we've seen in movies that will hopefully remind you all why sometimes it's better to be by yourself. Number 3, Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst, SpiderMan. Terrible pairing of bad actors whose relationship got steadily more and more face-bludgeringly annoying as their series went. Let the record show that not everyone on this list is necessarily a bad actor, though these 2 are. Sometimes it's just a matter of a bad story, or a bad pairing of good actors. But for both the mind-numbing stupidity and the face-melting lack of face-moving, I'm proud to hand this award to Tobey and Kristen. Acting aside, the Spider-Man Mary Jane thing, or Spider-Jane as we must call them, just spiraled downward throughout the series. They were dating, she was dating someone else, he was dating someone else, she was getting married, he was covered in some sort of black goo that turned him into a spider jerk, and then there was crying. Lots of crying. Just so much crying, an inordinate amount of crying. Like, give these kids some ice and they'd have a whole ALS challenge all to themselves. Number 2, Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss, The Matrix. Because you knew this list would feature Keanu Reeves at some point, yeah? And who better to pair his bricked-up face with than the equally cement-laden visage of Carrie-Anne Moss? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, The Matrix, a series that started off pretty nicely with an okay movie about a computer program that was in our brains, or was our brains, or something. Neo and Trinity were okay in the first film. They were in love, but in a very sort of stare at each other way. And if there was one thing these 2 are good at, it's staring at things. Practically everything. Exclusively. But as with the Spider-Man films, things went drastically downhill from there. Mostly because they made 2 more movies. And each movie got progressively more and more ridiculous. And then the director had the bold-faced audacity to walk in and ask them to show emotions. Emotions! And the number 1 worst couple ever in the history of everything ever is... Number 1, Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman. Star Wars. No offense meant to Natalie Portman, who I genuinely think is talented, but this was not a difficult decision. Most of that credit goes to Hayden Christensen, who, in semi-related news, is the worst actor ever. But it wasn't just Hayden Christensen, though it mostly was. It was also some of the most mind-numbingly bad dialogue in anything ever. Lines like, "I'd rather dream about you. I love the water. I wish that I could just wish away my feelings, but I can't. My heart is beating," and many, many other gems of terribleness. So there you go, guys and girls of the world. We may be alone, but at least we're not dating Hayden Christensen. Thanks for watching Thoughts We Might Have Had. For more thoughts we might have had, check out the link in the blog to the blog down below. For more information on Other Vision Studios, head on over to othervision.net. Subscribe by clicking on the big red button so that Micah lets me out of the theater. Please.